Well, here we are, another Project Gorgon video by some bloke who makes videos. And today I'm doing one of those things that I don't often do in MMOs because, quite frankly, it's shit. But Project Gorgon kind of pushes you towards doing other skills outside of combat skills, like secondary and trade skills and stuff. Sometimes for upgrading, for sort of you ain't being able to progress in other skills, like even combat skills. You know, there are some things you need from trade skills to increase some of your combat skills. So, yeah, it's and I have to say that, you know, probably the only negative of the game, and the only negative I have on, well, one of the big negatives I have on most MMOs is that the crafting is just terrible. It's just an absolute waste of time sink. I needed some onions recently to increase a skill, and I thought I'd do some gardening. And literally, you're only allowed to plant 2 of a certain type of seed. I don't know if that, maybe this increases as you level up. I don't know, but at the time, I'm not sure what my gardening is. But let's have a look. My gardening is a very low 26. Yeah, so I can only, for some reason, I can only plant 2 onion seeds at a time. So you plant them, you wait 20-25 seconds, you water them, you wait, and then you pick them. And, some plants you have to feed as well in the chain, and I'm quite frankly astonished that all these years have gone by and developers can't come up with a more fun way of doing crafting. It's just even all new MMOs. I mean, Shroud of the Avatar. The crafting is just one of the most horrible things I think I've ever come across. I can't understand. I don't actually believe that people enjoy it, to be honest. it's just for all these games. It's just convoluted, far too complicated. It doesn't need to be this complicated. There are far too many skills that you need outside. So if you want to be a blacksmith, for example, you also need to level up all the other skills. Well, the blacksmiths I know are not also leather workers or cloth workers or whatever. But in these games, quite often you're kind of forced into raising all of the skills because the bits you need from the other skill trees, the bits of equipment that are made, the resources and stuff, players are just stupid and they quite often just price them at ludicrous prices. So you end up kind of being forced into doing all of these skills, but there's no excuse for only being able to plant 2 seeds and then having to do 3 clicks and stand there for over a minute to wait for to get your onion. There's no excuse for that. That is just rubbish, quite frankly. But then, you know, I've never been a big trade skills person in games, so maybe that's just me. But there must be a better way of doing it. Even if there was an option so that you could time doing it. So you could find a little patch, or maybe there's some menu where you want 50 onions. So you put in 50 seeds, you put in all the required bits and pieces, and then over a period of time it will do it for you. So you don't get them immediately. Maybe to give you a bit of a penalty on that, because all the people that want to do all the clicking will go and start crying. Maybe a little penalty is that you get less gardening XP. Maybe you get 25% less for doing that, but you don't get them immediately. You know, you work out an average of how long it takes to grow 50 onions. Maybe you then add 10%, and then you go away. However many hours later or whatever, you've got your onions. I just don't understand why they can't use that as an option for someone who doesn't want to sit there and click it. Maybe some people enjoy doing that. Maybe if they did that, no one else would then do the clicking. Maybe that's why they don't do it. But just in I think in today's modern MMOs, there's no excuse for just using archaic crafting systems, in my opinion. There you go. I've given my opinion on something. Holy smokes! Yeah, there just isn't. There's no excuse. It's just what can we do to make sure that the players spend as much time as possible doing these activities, irrespective of whether they're fun or not. That's kind of what it seems to be to me. But anyway, that all that said, I'm currently raising surveying which is down here, currently level 21. And on top of that, when you survey and you go and pick up the gems and the metals and stuff, you raise geology and also mining. I haven't done any mining yet, particularly. I'm just surveying for gems at the moment. It seems to be a good thing to do in general. Sometimes you're lucky to get amethysts, which are used for teleportation. All of the other skills do have, all of the other gems do have a use, and if you hover over the gem, it does tell you, yeah, what you can use the gems in. So that's quite good. There seems to be a lot of gems, again, with these games. You know, they've probably gone through the whole table of different types of precious and non-precious, semi-precious gems and stuff, and just done all of them essentially. Again, very convoluted, overcomplicated. You know, just I don't know, just pick 20 or something, just to do that. But yeah, but I think they've probably managed to cram in all of the gems ever found in the real world, and maybe some others that haven't been. Maybe there are some some made up ones. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing, and I thought I would do a video to show you, other than moaning about trade skills in MMOs, I thought I'd show you, because what I quite like about geology is that, and the surveying, is I quite like running around maps and things in games, so it lets you do that quite a lot. And it's beneficial. I mean, I just did one run, which took me, I don't know, somewhere between 15 and 30 minutes, I guess. And I think I've probably collected about 3 grand in gems. Yeah, so it's profitable as well from a cash point of view. Let's put that bit of food up there. Yeah, and also all of these, you get amethysts, which are really useful, but all of the, I'm sure you can sell all of these gems privately as well. I mean, I don't have a vendor, so I'm not doing that at the moment. I'm not sure if I mean, all I'm concentrating on is leveling the 2 skills, so I'm not worried about what gems I need. Maybe I should be. I'm going to keep amethysts definitely. Maybe there are some other gems that I should be keeping. I don't know. Maybe some of these gems are sought after and worth a lot, but you know, I don't really care about that kind of thing, to be honest. So yeah, so Jamie here, Jamie Fathom. Strange. I'm not sure if that's an American spelling of Jamie, even if it's pronounced that way. That is the same spelling that you get that's in Game of Thrones, right? I've never seen that spelling of Jamie until Game of Thrones. It should be Jamie in the British English, but yeah. So Jamie does the training. I've got some of the. Let's go to. These are all in your recipe cauldron. So these are the recipes I've got at the moment. I want to go and do blue mineral surveying in Serval, because I think it's probably the highest level one I've got. And yeah, and it will give me more XP. But at the moment, I don't have enough favour to do that. So in her shop, you need parchment and ink, and this requires expert parchment, and I'm not close friends. The stuff that she needs is a bit weird. I don't have any magical bows. I don't have any slabs. I don't think if I started mining, I'm going to be getting gold and silver that often. So I've been given her sardonyx gems when I've been picking them up, but yeah, I didn't get any on that run. I'm sure I've had them doing. I'm currently doing the white mineral survey. I'm sure I have picked them up doing that. I'm not sure if one of these will give different gems. I guess it must do, but I have got sardonyx gems on this one. So yeah. So we're going to the shop. There's like a there's a good use of your pins here, which is the first time, other than kind of marking out locations, it's the first time I've really thought about using pins, and it's quite a good idea. So let's do this. So I can only place, I can place 12 pins, but I don't want to get rid of those 3. So while this might not be particularly efficient, I'm doing 9 surveys at a time. So you buy the parchment you need and the ink, and then we will do surveys. I'm not sure how sitting here drawing on a map means you do a survey, but once you've done that, you get a map. that will point you to gems. The map actually tells you what gems it will lead you to. Diamond, quartz. And I think you sometimes you get more than one, so you might get something else as well. But you'll definitely get that one. So I've got 2 quartz. Onyx. Okay. Mossa Gate. Okay, there we go. So we'll create a 9 gems. Yeah, so I'd like, yeah, it's level 15, so I'd like to be doing that one. At the moment, that's not an option. I stopped it there for some reason. Okay. So we'll get our 9 survey maps. I seem to get a lot of Mossa Gates, Moonstone, quartz. Where's quartz? Have I got any quartz? Quartz, okay. Quartz, diamond. Okay, so that's all of our that's all of our survey maps. So now what we need to do is check survey. So this will, for a short period of time, this will basically show you on the map down here. You can see the red ring, so that will disappear after a time. That wasn't quite in the middle, but that's okay. So what I've been doing is this, essentially. So it tells you where it tells you where everyone is. What I will then do is go to the nearest one. What I thought might be an issue is that if I go and do 2, then 3 becomes 2. And I thought I'm going to get myself mixed up here, but that's not the case. It's pretty easy to, yeah, it's not a problem. Some people, I imagine, would then sort the maps in order of nearest and then number them that way, but yeah, that's not for me. Now I find it, I guess some of you will say, well, you know, we find the same with the normal trade skills. I don't believe you. But anyway, I find this quite, it's quite nice. It's quite a nice thing to do. It's not, there isn't a huge amount of, that was number 6, wasn't it, for that one. There's not a stupid amount of clicking or waiting particularly. You're not inactive for, you know, large periods of time while you wait for something to happen. Oh, I'm right up there. Okay. My last surveys were all kind of down here in the southwest corner, which was really nice. Check survey. Okay. So just there. Oop. Just there. Number 9. Okay, so that's my 9 surveys done. So I guess it probably makes sense for me to go down the west side, come across to 5, and take the bowl up to get 9, 7, and 8. Maybe we'll do that. Now, I would imagine that this is a horrible thing to do if you don't have any travel skills. So if you can't run fast, then I'm sure I'd even bother doing this, because it would just be much slower. I'm not sure if you can collect. I'm not sure if you can survey and that was number 2, wasn't it? I'm not sure if you can survey. So when you're near enough to the centre of the circle, if you survey again, you'll get the gems. And we got just a cool. Okay, hang on. What did we get there? A gate, quartz. We got a diamond there, I think. That was. Okay. Then all we do is we get rid of the pin and we move on. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can survey as a druid bird. I would imagine that being a bird is probably the easiest. Flying around is probably the easiest way of doing this, because you'll avoid all the combat on the ground, I would assume, and it would just be a bit easier. So what I might do is as I certainly as I get into the higher level areas, I think I might get my druid to 50 and oh, here we go. Okay. Okie dokie then. Right, that's that. Done. Yeah, I think I'll get my druid to 50, just so that it might be, yeah, it might just make more sense. That's number 1, so that's that one. Oh, we got a geology. We got a lapis lazuli there. Nice. Oh yeah, so I've got quartz collected. Also found lapis. Okay, awesome. So delete that. Let's move on to 3. 3 will obviously now be 1 because I've collected 1 and 2. Yeah, and I find this quite therapeutic actually. It's yeah, it's not fun particularly, but I quite like it because it means you're running around exploring. Well, not exploring, I guess, but you know, you're running around just doing stuff, making money as you go. Yeah, and it's quite enjoyable. And I got another amethyst there as well. That's cool. There are many skills that when I talk to experienced players in the game, I always feel quite embarrassed because there are many skills that they all class as being, you know, super dupery. You got it. Why haven't you got these skills yet? But that's just how I played the game. I still consider myself really new. You know, it's even playing for a number of months. You're still in MMA. You're still a relatively new player. Oh, that's going to hurt. Ouch. Yeah, you're still a relatively new player, I think. So, but there are certain skills that I know are important that I haven't raised high enough. Goblinese is one of those. I don't like doing surveys in Serval Hills. I've discovered because what did we get there? Tourmaline and an onyx. Because it's just full of ranelon, and I hate ranelon. They're just bloody annoying. It's easy just to blow them up, but that's not the point. They're just really annoying. So this survey looks like it's in the water. Is that right? Number 6, so that might be this one. Yeah, it is. Huh? It looks like it is in the water. Okay, so we've got a survey in the water. Okay, that was interesting. So number 6 was that one, right? Yeah, there we go. And we got some azurite. Nice. Then we'll come down to 5. One of these ranelons root you, which is you're running past nowhere near them, suddenly you get rooted. It's quite annoying. Yeah, so this is what I've been doing recently, a bit of surveying. I feel that it was recommended to me, and I feel that the gems will probably be quite important at some point. You're making money, and certainly and also it leads to the mining skill as well, so mining metals and stuff. This is number 5, which should be this one. Oh, indeed. Peridot, and a Mossagate. Okay. So that is it. It's a short video just to show you. Now, in Serval Hills is quite nice in the respect that you've got some teleportation bowls. I'm not sure if there's just the 3 that I've found, but these are the 3 that I've got marked on the map. I guess 12 pins is probably quite low for some of you. I need to check what skill gives you more pins. I wonder if it's cartography or not. I'm not sure, actually. I need to check. So it should be just a bowl over here. Where are you? There you go. I'm not sure what these are, what the lore is, but these are control bowls. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I didn't want a hunting tiger quest. Yeah, so this will take me over to this bowl over here. Got 3 bowls. Okay, let's try that again. So yeah, if anyone thinks I should be keeping some of these gems, I think this Savorite one, I'm not sure if it's used to, it might be used to research some ice magic skills, so maybe I should save those. There we go, so it's taken us over here. Yeah, if there's any of these gems, or if any players have gems that you want, if you'd like to buy them from me, then please let me know. It's probably the last one. Yeah, or if there's any gems that you think I should be keeping, then let me know. And over here. I definitely think I'll probably try and get Druid for this. I think flying around, I think flight speed is quite quick. Being able to just avoid all the combat and stuff is probably going to be pretty useful, particularly in the high level areas where combat will just gradually go on longer and longer. I can't imagine what it's like surveying in Gazlook. Holy smokes! You need a lot of cold mitigation for that, I would imagine. What do we get here? Onyx and there are also some requirements. So when you're surveying and stuff, you need ruby wall crystal. I think for the mining ones, you need some metal slabs. So they're all going to be important skills at some important items at some point. You do seem to find them though occasionally, so it's not too bad. And I think there's only a small percentage that they get used up. So yeah. Yeah, I was talking about skills earlier that a lot of high level players I bumped into just assume that you've got, like Goblinese is one of them. I think surveying is probably one of them. Max cooking skill is another one which I haven't got. It's just I think mainly because what I've been doing with these skills is essentially just oh, little mushroom patch. Look at that. Huh? What I've been doing with these skills is just raising them as and when I've kind of needed them, really, because I just don't like all that grindy crap that you get that you have to go through essentially. Okay, so I've now got 3, 10, 15, 19, 21, 22, 34, 42. So I've got almost 6k gems for I'm not sure how long has the video been. Video has been 20 minutes, so a lot of that was waffling at the beginning. So basically it's taken me 10 to 15 minutes to twice. I've done 2 surveys, 10 to 15 minutes to get almost 6k in gems, basically. And that seems like a pretty good deal. Someone may not enjoy doing this, as I don't enjoy clicking on onions hundreds of times. But yeah, it's pretty good. It seems pretty good. You make some cash. And you're out in the open air, breathing in all the fresh air. You know, if you're a lower level, you might even get some experience killing mobs when you're running past them. But I would recommend you need some sort of travel skills for this. Otherwise, I imagine it would be pretty disastrous. My travel build at the moment is based around battle chemistry and shield, because they both give you a run speed buff. I think psychology, one of the psychology mods gives a run speed buff as well, but I definitely think that maybe Druidry will be better in the long run for surveying. So I'll probably get up to 50 and get a bird form thing. Anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. I'll probably be back doing another video soon. I've tossed up with the idea of doing different videos, different games as well. I know quite often I get asked that. What other games do you play? You know, will you do videos for them? The answer to that is yes, and yeah, kind of I'd like to. I just started playing Warframe actually, for the simple reason that I like that kind of game. I like games where you go into a level that's got an objective. But I also like those games where you just grind away getting more powerful gear to do more powerful things. Like I love the Borderlands games and stuff. And I always wanted to play the original Destiny, but I didn't really want to buy a PS4 to do that. but that always looked like an intriguing game. I thought, yeah, that looks like it'd be quite good. And I was kind of quite on for Destiny 2 before it came out, but then I looked at it and I wasn't sure. I wasn't as happy with the development, the way they went. But I've tried Warframe out, and it's pretty interesting. It feels pretty basic at the moment, but I'm starting right at the beginning, and I understand that content will be. What does she buy my gems from? Oh, I can't sell to her. It's interesting. Maybe that's because I'm a Londoner. No, maybe it's because I just haven't got her favour up enough yet. So I will just do that again because I quite like it. So I'm playing Warframe at the moment. I've kind of gone through the first main quest bit. I'm just getting into that stage where you start going in and farming for items and resources and stuff, and I quite like it. I mean, it's a third-person shooter, which is alright. I mean, I was big on first-person shooters back in the day. Combat seems quite good so far. But it is one of those grindy games, I think, where you do repetitious things, over and over, obviously because they're repetitious. And yeah, so I might do some videos of that, just let you know how I'm getting on. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.